call for it to try the violence. Our senior White House correspondent, Mary Bruce, has the latest on that for us. Mary, good morning.
Good morning, TJ. Well, the president on the phones this weekend speaking with the Israeli minister, and for the first time, the Palestinian president. Biden is urging calm, expressing deep concern for the loss of life, but he is facing growing calls to do more. So far, the administration has been largely focused on behind-the-scenes diplomacy, but there are these increasing calls for the president to try and up the pressure on both sides to try and bring about a ceasefire. Biden is also facing some blowback from members of his own party here in Washington. Some on the left say he isn't doing enough to support Palestinians. The big picture here, this is the first major foreign policy crisis of this presidency. They want to get this right, but so far there are no signs of the U.S. deepening its involvement. This administration is resisting getting further entangled in this conflict, but as we see the death toll climb and the violence escalate, that is a position that could be harder and harder to hold. George.
It certainly will. Okay, thanks very much. We're going to get the latest now on the pandemic and the CDC's new mask guidelines. This was the first weekend that vaccinated people don't need to wear masks in most settings, but the new guidelines have caused some confusion, with states and businesses varying in mandates. Eva Pilgrim reports from a Trader Joe's here in New York. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, George. Let me walk you through this. Trader Joe's is one of the companies that lifted its mask rules when the CDC changed its guidance. But guidance is just that. It's not the law. If you go into this Trader Joe's here in New York, you still have to wear a mask. And that's because the state of New York still has a mask mandate that requires masks when you're indoors. So the rules are very different from store to store, state to state. And that, a lot of people shaking their heads.
This morning, from the Las Vegas Strip to the ballpark, people enjoying the freedom of going mask-free after the CDC's announcement that fully vaccinated Americans can ditch their masks. But while the guidance from the CDC may have changed, mandates in some states have not. 22 states still have some sort of mask mandate in place. The mixed messaging causing confusion. Silver Spoon's actor Ricky Schroeder facing backlash after posting this video, arguing with a Costco employee over the company's mask policy.
Nationwide Costco has said you don't need to wear a mask.
Actually, that's not accurate. What is accurate is that Costco always goes above and beyond when following the law, and the mandate in California has not changed.
Costco is one of several businesses, including Starbucks, Walmart, and Trader Joe's, all dropping their mask rules in stores, but only in states without mandates in place. Most of the U.S. population, almost 2/3 of Americans, are not yet fully vaccinated. The CDC director saying if you are one of those people, you should still wear a mask.
We are asking people to take their health into their own hands, to get vaccinated, and if they don't, then they continue to be at risk.
But the largest nurses union in the country disagreeing with the CDC, condemning the mask rollback, saying it puts those who are immunocompromised, children, and frontline workers at risk.
Those that have gone to work every single day during this pandemic and willingly gone to work, they depend on every layer of protection.
And the CDC is expected to update its guidance for schools for the next school year in the coming weeks. The recommendations for schools for this school year will remain the same: social distancing, masking in classrooms. And they say that's because a lot of students haven't had the opportunity yet to get the vaccine. George.
Eva Pilgrim, thanks very much.